All right, welcome to this week's BLT on Rye. You're here with your hosts.
I am B.
Jesus Christ, 6 years later!
Oh, what am I B for?
Barren empty apartment.
Barren empty apartment, because my apartment is kind of empty.
I'm L for living space about to be inhabited.
And I'm T for truly angry!
Tori just found out that after we move all of Benny's stuff in, I get to go hang out with his parents on the boat. So,
Which
she's sad.
have yet to be able to do. It is what actually, I might be coming to town soon. I don't think I've told you guys this.
No, you didn't. When?
I don't actually know. So my brother is coming out to, basically look at my car, and there's a chance that we'll drive back to Wyoming together, but I'll be in Pittsburgh. He wants to come for, at least a couple weeks.
Oh, fun.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, my parents, live on the boat during the weekends, so as long as it's on the weekend, we can make that happen for you.
But me first.
I'm just gonna show up this Sunday, out of spite.
Alright.
Hell, I'd be pumped. That'd be good.
Okay, well, now I'm not out of spite.
All right, well, I'm pumped that you're not going to be here.
I can't win!
No, you can't. The only winning move is to not play.
That's true.
So, this week, we listened to 2 albums and we watched a TV show. I picked the album A Crow Looked at Me by Mount Erie, which is the project name of one person.
I picked the album Punisher by Phoebe Bridgers.
And I picked Hilda, the TV show on Netflix.
So, normally I don't go first, because I always go, who wants to go first? And then someone pipes up, so I'll go first. So, I found this album through, where I find a lot of my not metal albums, which is the YouTube, channel, The Needle Drop, the music reviewer Anthony Fantano. He had it on his, top 50 of the decade list, I think, or top 200 of the decade. And, basically, I was drawn to it because he said, he just going through the albums real quick and, said Mount Erie's A Crow Looked at Me. Phil, if you're out there, I hope you're doing okay. Woof. Or something to that effect. And I was like, what? That was so weird. What was that about? And then I listened to the album.
Yeah, was this album at all inspired by his wife?
Yeah, a little bit.
That's a mean joke.
Yeah. So this album was written very shortly after the passing of the main artist Phil Elverum, if I'm pronouncing that right. His wife passed away, and there's some of the songs he clocks how long it's been. You've been dead for, I think the lowest was 11 days was one of the songs. And they have a 1.5-year-old child that he talks about often. And it is just cripplingly sad, this whole thing. And that is why I love it, because it is so sad.
I had to listen in...
How did you guys feel about this?
I had to listen in 2 parts because I just couldn't do it. You know, I just...
Oh. Yeah.
It's it's very hard to separate how I felt about it musically with how you feel about the lyrics. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't think I often differentiate them unless there's a stark difference between the quality of the music portion versus the quality of the lyric portion. I always just kind of lump it all together and this is song. But because separated the musical part of this, it was acceptable. It wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah.
It was
it's almost like I have no thoughts because it's just when I think about these songs, I'm they made me feel very sad, and I can't remember thinking Oh, that's a really cool guitar part, because it's just like, I was sad. I was very sad during all of this.
Will it help you to know that most of this was recorded on instruments that were his wife's?
No!
Will it help to know that it was mostly recorded in the room where she died?
What part of this is... I would love to define the word help for you at this moment in time.
Yeah, I guess I was going more for is it hurting you?
Yeah!
I don't understand, like, why did that happen?
It just hurts so good. I might be a musical masochist, but like, I think that the synopsis of this album isn't, like, my wife died and I'm going to tell you about it. It's an expression of the artist's pain. This is separate from his wife. This isn't a story about his wife. It's because, like,
me.
Well, I mean, think about it. What do you know about his wife?
She died.
Yeah.
That's true.
And she had
anything
daughter?
else?
More about his grief and, like, what he goes through.
Right. And I think this is just like an exploration of grief. And there's no way that that's gonna feel good. You're not gonna listen to this album and be like, oh, I took an enjoyable experience at face value. But I think that it was just so powerful that I had to like it. Like, it's just so moving.
It was stunning. Like, absolutely stunning.
Yeah, how about you, Tori? What were your...
I mean, I loved it. It was just so much. Like, I think it was just beautifully done. I'm sure, you could say, like, there could be an argument, like, well, it's not about his wife, like, this was for him, but, like, that's part of the grieving process, is, like, recognizing it within yourself. I just thought it was stunning. This was such a surprising choice from you. Nobody was screaming at me. I could understand these words, and they were all sad. I did a cry.
You did a cry. I did a few cries. I figured you guys would, like, throw on, like, Mount Erie, and then the first song is, like, Death is Real, and it's like, oh, here we go.
I had that moment, yeah, where I was like, okay, like...
Here we go. But there was a couple parts that, like, really hit the hardest were... In Death is Real, he's talking about, like, the backpack.
Yeah.
What was the song with the Canada geese? Was that... that was Seaweed. Where he leaves his wife's ashes...
You with the sunset, yeah.
Yeah. On the island where we would have built our home if you lived. But you died, though. Ugh.
I don't remember what song it is, but he's talking about, like, they had, like, a counselor, I guess, that they saw.
Yes, that was exactly what I was going to bring up.
And the counselor died later, and he said it's like, your job was complete.
Yeah. The image of, like, we walked to counseling every week, and we walked slower and slower until we had to drive because you couldn't make it. And it was,
I'm getting a little choked up just, like, thinking about him. I'm like, oh, God.
The last one that, like, really got me was, in the song My Chasm, there's not a lot of lyrics, so I'll just read the whole thing out. I am a container of stories about you, and I bring you up repeatedly, uninvited to. Do the people around me want to hear about my dead wife, or does the room go silent when I mention you shining alive? I live with your absence, and it's been 2 months since you died. I'll speak to your absence and carry our stories around my whole life. But when I'm in public, I don't know what's that look in their eyes. I now wield the power to transform a grocery store aisle into a canyon of pity and confusion and mutual aching to leave. The loss in my life is a chasm I take into town, and I don't want to close it. Look at me, death is real.
I'll say this was an awkward listen to at work.
Just like, I gotta pause this. I'm not trying to cry in the office.
like, the whole thing, it's just, because it's so true in, like, almost, like, a funny way of, like, I could do this. Like, I could make this whole grocery store. I could make everybody want to leave right now. Letting you know about my dead wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could, like... But that's so...
And, like, a mutual desire to leave. Like, as soon as he bring... And not even a desire, a mutual aching to leave. Like, as soon as he says something about his dead wife and everyone's like, oh... And he's like, oh... Yeah, I forgot that makes people feel weird when I say that. I promise, guys, I'll pick another screamy one after this.
Yeah, I could almost listen to some screams.
Apparently, a lot of people really like this album.
It was gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Highly recommend.
I was just looking around at some of the, like... Danny Brown called this album his favorite of 2017. Caro Benito really liked it, apparently. Or someone in Caro Benito? I will say, I think there's a version Tori, do you know what Nightcore is?
Yes.
Benny, do you know what Nightcore is?
No.
It was a genre that peaked in, like, late 2000s on YouTube, where people just basically slightly sped up music so the pitch of the vocals would get higher, and usually it'd be techno stuff, and they'd put, like, anime girls as the background for it. And that was Nightcore. That was it.
It's still going strong.
The more I learn about the internet, the less I like it.
Yeah, we should shut it down, but it's kind of hard to at this point. I found there's a YouTube channel called Nightcore Jones, and he makes Nightcore music. But instead of, like, techno anime sort of stuff, it's usually just a lot of, like, black metal. Like, the other stuff that I show you guys, it just, like, completely does not work. And it's the funniest thing, but I was clicking through the one day, and there's a Nightcore version of Death is Real.
Oh my god.
And it was just, like, the most tonally inappropriate thing I could possibly imagine. And something about it broke me, and I think I still think it is incredibly funny. Like...
Does it slap? Like, just a little bit?
A little bit. And that's the thing. It's like a complete bastardization of a man's pain over his dead wife. But I think there's just something about that makes it, like... As long as Phil Elverum never ever sees it, and it doesn't reach the light of day to anyone that it would make feel bad, I think it might be one of the funniest Nightcore songs I've ever heard. Well, I feel like there's not a whole lot to say about this other than it makes us feel very sad.
But it was beautiful.
It is.
It's a very much, like, if you're looking for an album that just makes you feel...
Yeah.
Like, if you just want to sit in your feels... I listened to it in the park, and I was just, like, sitting in the park, like, back on the ground, looking up at the leaves and the sky, just in the feels.
Just to let everyone know you're the main character?
Well, yeah, I have to remind people that I am the main character.
Right.
And it's definitely one of those albums that, like, paints... You can, like, see what he's describing. You know what I mean? Like...
Yeah. Very...
Vivid
visceral
imagery, like...
I can just imagine a little island off the coast of Nova Scotia with a bunch of pine trees and Canada geese eating there and foxgloves everywhere, and just a single lone lawn chair with a pile of ashes. I feel like I can see him with a swaddled baby on his chest making that boat trip. Like,
yeah.
This album was included on Discog's list of the most miserably sad albums of all time.
Oh, it has to be.
Yeah. And the 50 saddest songs of the 21st century for Death is Real. Well, So let's move on to something happier. But you know what? We had a slew of, like, not super happy thing. I mean, like, Hilda definitely had a happy sort of charm to it, but I don't think Punisher was very happy. And I think Hilda was a little bit, like, not sad, but there's a melancholy to it.
I didn't find it to have any sort of melancholy. I guess there were parts. She did cry at one point. Well, we can save that.
Yeah. Well,
I can go next.
Alright. Okay.
Let me say, before I get into my pick, which was the Phoebe Bridgers album Punisher, I'd like to issue an apology to people. Well, it's an apology for future actions. So I don't know what that is.
Is this just an in general apology?
Well, it's more of I guess...
I'd call that like a warning.
It's a warning. It's a warning of future actions.
Like, I'm going to do this thing.
As people know about me, I am obsessed with the television show Big Brother. Yesterday it was announced that this season will be the first All-Star season in 15 years. And I don't know how I'm going to handle that. So I just...
Are you apologizing to me because you're going to, like, kick in my door at 2 a.m. and be like, "You will never believe what Michael did"?
And are you apologizing to me for the everything?
Well, I'm apologizing to you too. I'm sure that you're going to get some paragraphs of text sent to you, Luke, probably in person. You'll probably hear, you'll just walk by my room and you'll just see like a faint glow in me sitting like an inch away from my computer screen.
Sobbing openly.
Like, no. They did not.
To the people who also watch Big Brother, who I text about it, they're probably going to get lots of text messages. To Julie Chen, for the angry emails I will compose and never send to her.
She the host?
Yeah, she is.
I love her, I think.
She's great. I mean, she's just... So... and I also want to say, I should, before this happens, here's what I need to do. Get myself off of the application Twitter.
Why don't you just block Big Brother tweets?
That's like asking a heroin addict, like, why don't you just stop doing heroin?
I don't even know what you do on Twitter. You never favorite my tweets.
Because they're not his favorite.
I don't know. I mean, you can see what people like, can't you?
Yeah.
So go see what he likes.
But he hasn't ever
Here's a
favorited
hint.
mine,
It's
so
probably
I
Big Brother.
Don't think about it.
Sounds like you're thinking about it.
You've never favorited one of my tweets.
You don't tweet.
Just doing a quick check of my likes if people are going to be looking at them. Alright, we're good. We're good.
Just clean some of this out. Ugh.
And,
all you do is retweet things.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say.
Okay, on the 17th of May, you tweeted, "Okay, I'll bite. Who is Michael Jordan?"
See? And you didn't favorite it.
God, they're infrequent, but they're gems. That was his all of his Facebook posts too. Like I forget. Someone mentioned like someone about like posting infrequently. I'm like, oh yeah, Benny does that, but like they're all good. And I went back and I was like, oh, 3 months ago he posted, and it was a nugget of gold.
No, these are terrible. The Night King walked into Winterfell. Like, imagine a picture here. Anything you want, you pick. I'm not telling you how to live your life.
Go back to his some Facebook posts. This is our new segment.
Right.
It's
I want to find my old
Reading
Facebook
Benny
post.
for filth.
Yeah, well, if that's how you want to call it, yeah. But I'm gonna call it prospecting.
Tori did like my last Facebook post. I posted it on Father's Day, and it was happy birthday to all the dads out there.
I also took a screenshot and sent it to the group to let you know that I was mad. I also don't think I liked it. I think I angry reacted.
That's very good.
Here's another one. Who watches The Watchmen? Me, every Sunday on HBO.
That's so good! Tori, what are you on about?
I'm on about how good my Twitter is, and how Benny never likes my things.
Alright, well let's hear some highlights from Tori.
I'd like to say one more, because this is the one I was looking for. Anytime a character talks about their backstory in a movie, I become terrified they're going to turn it into a prequel, and I'll have to watch another movie.
Like, as soon as you start hearing, like, this is Katana!
Yeah.
Her sword captures the soul!
Like, God damn it, they're going to get another movie?
I fucking hate that movie, but I'm probably going to watch Suicide Squad 2 just because James Gunn's in charge of it now.
Luke, what's your Twitter name?
I don't have a Twitter.
You did have a Twitter?
Oh, yeah, I do that to, like, tweet at Jeremy Crawford and anyone else on the Dungeons & Dragons team. Rule questions. So, literally, it's going to be like, hey, what happens if you two-handed fighting blah blah blah? Like, there's nothing good there.
That's not what I asked. I know I follow you, but...
I don't recall. Can I see what my tweets are? I haven't ever tweeted, I don't think. I've never just, like, put something out to the universe.
Tori, I've definitely favorited your tweets in the past.
Like, maybe once.
No.
Let me look. I will look and tell you.
Oh, I'll look and also see.
Tori, hit us with some good stuff from your Twitter or Facebook.
I will read you the tweet if Benny has liked it. How about that?
Okay.
He hasn't liked any of my recent ones.
A lot of these have been about musicals I haven't seen, other than I did see the musical Rent a couple times. Someone should be filling this air.
Tori?
Well, if Benny would like more of my tweets...
It'd be easier to find them. But, alright.
You know...
Hit some...
I think that you've deleted some, because I feel like it's definitely... I've scrolled a little bit here, and there's definitely no way it's been this long since I've...
No, it has! I haven't deleted anything.
Well... Sorry, you gotta hit us with some good stuff, or we're gonna start talking about Phoebe Bridgers.
I had a tweet favorited by Webkins Official. In the tweet is, I wonder how many people on the subway I was once in a Webkins chat room with. And the official Webkins account liked it.
They got nothing better to do with their
like,
day.
What are you guys doing?
You got one more and then we're moving on. Make it a good one. Give me a heater.
I'll find a Tori tweet I like.
Welcome to the Twitter Roundup.
Oh, here's my best tweet from a while ago. Screaming into the penis like it's a microphone.
Okay, that's pretty solid.
Which I just think is a very solid idea.
Shit! 1, 2, shit!
Right?
That is pretty good. Okay, well, Twitter deep dive and apologies out of the way. Benny, tell me about Phoebe Bridgers?
Phoebe Bridgers.
Not Bridges.
This is
Bridgers.
Bridges. I always want to say Bridges too. I think there is a Phoebe Bridges, right? Phoebe Waller-Bridges?
That's exactly what I was thinking of. I was like, Phoebe Wallers, why am I thinking of this?
But
Phoebe Waller-Bridger is an actress.
Yeah, she did Fleabag.
Oh my god, I love her.
Well, this is not her.
Alright, no, now let's talk about Fleabag. Incredible show. 10 out of 10.
It is. I loved Fleabag. Luke, did you watch Fleabag?
I have not.
You should watch it, it's great. Luke, what show are we going to watch together?
Oh,
am I going to
probably Big Brother?
Yeah,
like,
I
don't
show you Big Brother in the challenge?
Maybe if I start you on Hero Academia.
Alright, I'll make that trade.
I'm so jealous. Can I move in too?
Yeah, sure. Come on.
Alright, school doesn't start until January now, so I got nothing to do.
January, Christ. We'll all have a big sleepover.
Alright, I'll see you guys at home.
Okay.
So Phoebe Bridgers is, I would call her indie rock. She's kind of emo adjacent. I would say that her lyrics are,
For sure, yeah.
but you know, she's not kind of doing at least the classic emo. But you know, if I know that I guess familiar with the website Is This Band Emo?
I'm not familiar, but I feel like I understand how it works.
Yes. It's just that you type in the name of a band and it'll tell you if it's emo. And I guess they ruled that she was not, and then she tweeted, like, this is bullshit. So, take that for what you will.
It's hard to be, like, emo in the traditional sense, it's hard for, women songwriters to be emo unless they're LGBT, because traditional emo is just being sad about a girl not liking you, right? That is 100% of the lyrical content, right?
No, I think that you're being reductive and disparaging of a genre I enjoy when I have never done anything to metal.
Correct.
So this is her... What?
I thought you guys were gonna fight.
That's as close as we get to fighting. Like, I say something bad about emo or the challenge, and Benny's like,
I have done nothing
I don't like
wrong
that
in my life, ever.
So this is her second album. It is called Punisher. It came out a couple weeks ago. I'm going to say the end of June. So this isn't like, I feel bad because like on American football, I've listened to it for like, 10 years now, so I can go real in depth on it. But this one, it's very new to me, so I can't go as in depth yet. But yeah, it's very good. She's also part of a group who appears on this. I don't know if they're credited, but the song Graceland 2 is her with her group Boy Genius, who is two other female emo acts.
Okay, interesting. So, one of the things that struck me the most about this album was, and looking now at the, hold on, my mic is.
I can hear you.
My mic's. Okay, sorry. It's just the waveform's weird. I think it's picking something up. Sorry.
Snap at me again.
I was looking at the personnel. What? Oh, sorry.
I said, snap at me again, Luke. Fucking do it.
Oh. Well, you gotta... It's like focusing a camera. You gotta give it something to go after. The personnel list is vast. There is a lot of people doing a lot of different instruments, and it was so, like, seamlessly blended into the background. There was just so much going on at all times, but it never felt overwhelming. It was still, I heard all the words, I heard all the lyrics, I understood everything, and the music was cohesive, but just so vast in the amount of instrumentation that there was. And I really liked that a lot. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I think I've never seen her live, but I think it'd be very interesting to see how they kind of handle some of it. Like the interpretations.
The lyrical content in this was definitely emo. Like, I don't know what Is This Band Emo is on about, but like, for sure, at least the lyrics were, man, just a lot about like, not fitting in, not loving yourself, relationships collapsing, estranged relationships with family, just a lot of emo sad stuff. This was some sad girl hours. Tori, would you call A Crow Looked at Me sad boy hours?
Oh, God, no.
I don't think so either. It feels
like it's sad, but it's not like, I think sad boy hours is a little more like self-pitying.
Yeah.
Like, welcome to, like, if I was like, I'm gonna put on My Chemical Romance and cry. I'd be like, welcome to Sad Boy Hour.
Yeah.
But if I put
Well,
that song
in that case,
on,
I would say that I take back that this is Sad Girl Hours because I don't. It is self-pitying in a way, but I think in more of like a self-aware, exploratory sort of manner. Like, why am I like this?
Yeah, and I think I would also say these are a little bit too. Most of them are like a little more upbeat than I would normally put for like a Sad Boy Hour.
Yeah.
I do think her song "Motion Sickness" has been on TikTok.
That is, I believe, a song about her relationship with Ryan Adams. I never remember if Ryan Adams is the newer guy and Bryan Adams is the older guy or not. It's one of them.
Not aware of either of those.
You guys know Bryan Adams? He's like a singer-songwriter. He redid all of Taylor Swift's 1989.
No, not familiar.
There's probably better credits than that, but that's what's coming to me right now. And then Bryan Adams is the guy who sings Summer of '69.
Oh, okay. So I think that one's older.
Yeah. Or they're switched.
So, I was looking through some of like the themes of the songs and stuff because I'm a little bit dense, so sometimes it takes me a while to like pick up on what's actually being said. And I really liked. What were the ones that I liked? I think Garden Song instrumentally was probably one of my favorite. But like lyrically and theme-wise, I'd have to say Kyoto or Halloween were probably my favorites.
She, I think it was last week, performed Kyoto on Stephen Colbert. She was just like alone, probably in her like basement or wherever. It was very interesting. It was fun.
Did I send you guys any of the one of the metal sites I watched had the Slay at Home festival?
No.
Where it's just a bunch of musicians playing in their homes. It was pretty fun.
I also... sorry.
Okay. No, good.
I was going to say, I also wanted to pick this one because I feel like I've been picking too many, like, male-fronted emo groups, and I was like, there are a bunch of great female ones that I'm not shedding a light on.
Tori, where are you at on this?
I liked it. I would listen to more. I think I have listened to some of her stuff before. This is very much like up my alley. Like I'm like 90% sure some of these songs are like on a playlist somewhere that I have.
I feel
not
like
the new ones, like some
you
of her
would really
old
like Graceland 2. I feel like that's definitely music you would like.
Well, because that is a banjo-led ballad that sonically references her love of bluegrass, correct? I'm reading from Wikipedia.
Did you think I
Does it say that it references Tori's love of bluegrass?
Well, yeah. Bridges Bend, Graceland 2, a banjo-led ballad that sonically refers to her love and Tori Anderson's love of bluegrass.
Hey, Luke.
Yeah?
It's on site. You know that, right?
Oh, no!
Oh, I know. Don't worry. I'll kick you in your short little head.
That's gonna be fun, for you to try after I break your Nico kneecaps.
Oh, Benny, you have to watch a lot of anime before that reference hits.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna live with you for like 2 weeks and then just come out being like, man, I love anime.
No, you won't. You're gonna be like, this sucks.
I was right.
I should have known. Like, on the one hand, I enjoy anime, but whenever someone's like, ooh, weeb shit, gross, there's shows where they like took all of the ships in the U.S. Army, like the USS not Lusitania because it sunk, but like famous battleships, and then made them anime girls, and it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. Anime was a mistake. We don't need this. Oh, and what was the song Moon Song?
I loved it. I loved that song.
where, like, oh wait, no, yeah, it was Moonsong, where they were talking about, like, we hate Tears in Heaven, but it's sad that his baby died, or, like, arguing about John Lennon, like...
Eric Clapton.
Well, no,
Oh.
later in the song is arguing about John Lennon, I believe. Like, that hit home, because, like, that was me. I was doing that. And God, we did not like Tears in Heaven. Not a good song.
I like Tears in Heaven.
That's... You guys have heard that terrible joke.
Yes.
About Eric Clapton?
Yeah.
Is it the cocaine one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think everyone's heard that. Alright, so we don't need to repeat it. Or then also Halloween, about, like, a decaying relationship that is being clung onto until the holidays. Like, I totally get the mindset of, like... I that also tied back into American football, where it was like, this is probably donezo, but, like, what if we just let this sit for a little longer?
Yeah.
Like, this is probably donezo, but the Halloween party might be weird, so maybe after that. Well, Christmas is coming up, and we're going to go see each other's family, and, like, just... I identified with that.
Have you ever, like, been in a situation where you're dating someone and then you buy concert tickets and you're like, well, I guess everything's gotta go good in between now and June 5th?
Yes, that happened with backstage passes to see Gwar. And you benefited from the runoff of that, because we went to go see Iron Maiden.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I never buy anything. I never plan for anything in the future. Things happen as they happen. I love the journey.
I've embraced that mentality now that Corona has hit. It's like, wow, planning something 2 weeks from now? That seems a little ambitious. That's a little foolhardy, I think.
Yeah, no, people, like, I literally got messages today that were like, oh, do you, like, want to hang out today? And I was like, or do you want to hang out later? And I was like, I don't know anything that's ever happening to me. Like, message me on the day of and be like, I want to see you. And I'll be like, bet, let's go.
But later to me sounds like later today.
Yeah. Feels like that's what they were doing.
Well, it wasn't. If you don't send me the message, my friend Hagen sent me this message the other day. He messaged me and he said, how are you? And I said, oh, I'm fine. How are you? And he said, good. Want to see you. And I said, cool. When? And he said, I'm on my way. And I said, cool. That is how
like,
all hangouts have to go.
You did that to me once. You texted me, said, like, I'm outside your apartment.
Oh.
Did I?
That's...
Yeah, we watched Big Head.
What's that?
Huh?
What's that? The TV show you watched?
Is it a TV show?
Yeah, the Nick Kroll show.
The animated one with, like, the kids going through puberty
Big
is the
Mouth?
main thing, yeah?
You referenced...
Oh, Big Mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I truly don't remember this happening. I also lived, like, literally a block from you. Was I going somewhere or coming back from somewhere drunk?
No, it was like, it was a Wednesday. It was you and Amy.
That tracks. Okay.
That sounds like my worst nightmare. Not hanging out with you guys watching Big Mouth, but someone being like, hey, I'm outside your house. Like, I would be like, oh, I'm out. I took an Uber to a place, so that's why my car is there. So, but just, like, doors locked, don't come in.
I mean, that's how we were, that's how kind of I lived my life in college, was just that's how you would be with people. So I'm fine with that.
Luke, I cannot wait to show up at your place unannounced.
Well, it's gonna happen, I guess.
See, the issue is, I truly don't remember A, how to get to your house, or B, your address.
I'm safe.
I have been there so many times, and I cannot tell you, like, I know you gotta go under the bridge, I gotta go, like, to Pitt, but the issue is I always make Benny drive.
Let's figure out how to get to my house and post it on the internet.
Okay, you gotta go under the bridge, and then you have to,
Yeah,
you have
look,
to go
if you
right...
could just say your address, social security number, your bank card, and your mother's maiden name, that'd be perfect.
You know what's funny? A person who I will not name for anonymity's sake was doing a job where they had access to some things, and one of them was mine, and they were like, hey, our social security numbers are 1 digit off. And I was like, oh, huh, you know our social security number. And I guess I know yours now.
Yeah.
You've got like a 50-50 shot. You just go one up or one down.
No, like, they also explained which digit and what direction, and I was like, oh, fun.
Alright, Luke, plug your ears. Benny, we have to find this person. We can get
I
them
have a
to
guess
give
as
us
to who it
Luke's
is.
social Amazing. Let's get Luke's social security number and print it on t-shirts. That'll be our BLT merch.
It's just my social security.
That's
I'm trying to get Tori haunted. Tori's trying to trick Benny into a TikTok. Benny's gonna steal my identity.
I love it, like, how, like, the end, like, it starts out, like, my innocence level is just trying to trick Benny into doing TikTok stuff, like, oh, haha, like, this is a TikTok trend. Luke is trying to get me haunted.
Well, and depending on who you're talking to, that innocent level is not much worse than the TikTok, because, like, I don't believe in ghosts, so I'm like, oh, this is fun, haha, and Tori's in genuine fear.
You cannot believe in ghosts all you want. That's not gonna stop them from fucking up your life.
And then Benny's just like, oh, yeah, got your social security number, printed it on some merch, you're debt collectors now.
You're wanted for murder.
We framed you for murder. Go fetch.
I should also say, one time I was doing an improv scene and had to give out a social security number, so I just said my social security number to a room full of people.
That's pretty good.
Are you serious? 420-696969.
I think I may have changed one digit, like, at the end.
I just imagine you going like, okay, it's 430-25982, 7. Just like the very last one.
That's pretty good.
I do like.
I'm glad you committed to the bit and hit the number.
And to my knowledge, no one has stolen my identity.
Well, I don't think you would know if they're doing a good job of it. I wish somebody would steal my identity and just do a better job of living my life.
There's just some guy in a completely blacked out room with the glow of a computer screen, and he's just typing and like, yes, I am in. Why do I feel so bad?
I literally just saw this, like, it was either on Twitter or Tumblr, and it was like, flashback to that time that my wallet got stolen, and, the guy tried to get into my bank account and ended up starting a GoFundMe page for me. I was like, whoa, man.
There's another one I saw recently. It's like, someone stole my debit card, went out, ate dinner, got a $60 tab, and left a $4 tip. Really? It's not even your card, man. Anyway, Phoebe Bridgers, Punisher. I like this a lot.
Yeah, I think it's one of my favorite albums of the year so far.
I also very much liked it. I liked both of these albums. Like, good job, you two.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is this gonna be the first time we've had, like, a complete, like, all through, like, we really like this stuff this week? Let's find out. Tori, tell us about Hilda.
I was just gonna say, so Hilda is, it's a Netflix original. It's based on a graphic novel series, by Luke Pearson. I think it's super cute. It follows this girl, Hilda. She lives with her mom out in the country, and they have, so it's kind of like a fantastical world of trolls and, like, strange creatures. So her pet is a deer fox named Twig. And in the first episode, they've got invisible, so they meet a troll, and she's just very helpful. And she just wants the best for, like, the whole world. And they have, like, invisible creatures that are, like, threatening their home in the first episode.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys want spoilers, but it turns out that they're elves.
Well, that's in the first episode. That's not a spoiler.
Yeah, that's in the first episode.
Okay. I never know. I was gonna rewatch this episode, and then I fell asleep during it. I sleep a
Scathing
lot.
review.
I've watched it like 6 times. I love this series. There's gonna be a season 2, like, supposedly this year, but they're also working on a short
70-minute movie special currently in production.
Alright, Luke, I'm gonna need you to close this Wikipedia page. You're taking all of my notes.
No! I always have these open! I need to be informed!
Yeah, it's just really cute. They end up moving there's like a sky giant. It's a little bit, there's some mythology in there. I want to say Norse mythology, but I am not completely sure.
Yeah, it looks Scandinavian, like...
Yeah, and I know trolls are very Norse-ish, I think.
But so there's these giant, I think she sees the giant, like, body in the first episode, doesn't she?
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah, so it turns out that there was, like, that one of them had to hold up the world, and so, it's like they switch off, like, every, like, 1,000 years or something, and he fell in love with this other one, and she said she would wait, and she became the mountain that's, like, right close to their home, and so they're trying to, like, save their home, and then, from the elves, and so they go up to, like, sign the contract of, like, we won't mess with you, like, just let us live there. And then the giant, like, squashes their home and they have to move. And then the series continues. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it.
I like this. It was fun. It was cute. One thing that I really liked about it was, like, the art style. Especially the, I don't know how to describe it, but, like, the lines were not solid. All of them had, like, that, you know, when you draw something with pencil and you, like, go back and look at it, it's, like, kind of, like, speckled where you, like, didn't quite get it all the way down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It like, the lines are rough.
I did.
And I thought that gave, like, a very hand-drawn, independent comic, which I guess this is, you know, from an independent comic, but, like, a very, artsy, cute, down-home sort of feel.
Like, when her hair was in her eye, you could still see the full outline of her eye. Now, I'm assuming, like, a very environmentally...
conscious sort of thing.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
It definitely felt like that, because she was very, you know, do no harm, leave things better than you left them, taking care of stuff.
Yeah, that's a good message.
I was a little bit weirded out. I think it only happened in the beginning, but the way she spoke was just, like, overly verbose in a way that didn't feel natural. But I want to say it stopped doing that. Maybe it was just a couple sentences that, like, she... Like, I think when she was dealing with the troll, just like, oh no, it appears to be in anguish or something like that. And it just threw me for a second, but I don't know, other than that, she's
a very heightened vernacular.
Mm.
I love her accent, though.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I really like
I want someone to appreciate my accent.
Aww.
I don't really hear your accent that much.
Well, I don't think I really have one compared to, like, other Americans. I want someone to love my American accent.
Well, I was gonna say move somewhere that's not America, but we kind of super suck, so...
We're trapped! I did say I was running a D&D game this week, role-playing a hunter with a southern accent, and I said yins.
You don't say yins when you speak, though. That's a weird thing to fall into.
Yeah, well, I think the thing was, like, make it sound sort of rural, and in my mind, like, y'all and yins are both very rural. I don't think I have a lot of a Pittsburgh accent, but it definitely happens sometimes. Anyway.
I think I sound very refined, like I'm an English person.
I'm a yaller.
You are. You're very folksy. It's like you're running for office at times.
Yeah, but you're from, like, down south, so... Does that count as down south?
No.
No. That would
Oklahoma's
be-
not down south?
Oklahoma's the northeast.
I'm sorry, northwest. Northwest. I'm in the east
I
now.
always considered Oklahoma southern.
Oklahoma might be.
I'm gonna break
Yeah,
you.
and that's where Tori's from.
I would consider Wyoming to be like the west.
This is all I'm writing
You know,
right
call
now.
me crazy. I think it's west of
Figure
me,
it
so
out.
it's the west.
Well,
Can't wait to play it.
we'll just have to see how that goes.
I think I would win.
I'd love to hear a live rendition.
You guys, where do you consider Pittsburgh to be geographically?
win in a
Is it in
fight
the
against
Midwest or the East Coast?
You think you could?
Yeah. I think you would think I was joking the whole time. And then
Hello?
Yeah, it would have to be like you're joking the whole
Hello?
time, and then suddenly there's like a shiv in my spine, and I'm like, oh, this wasn't a trick, and I'm dead.
I feel like if I stab you, you just go, rude.
Hello?
Tori, what are you doing?
Knock it off.
Get out of here.
Everybody?
Would you give me the knife back if I stabbed you with it? Like, whose does it become?
No, you have to leave it in.
Yeah, but like, so, like,
oh no, I
let's say,
lost my internet.
let's set this whole scenario. We're joking around. I've got a knife. It ends up lodged in one of you. Do you give me the knife back, like, after they get it out from the hospital? Like, is the hospital like, do you want this back? Or are they like, oh, this is going in our knife drawer?
They call those scalpels. If it's the hospital's knife drawer, they're generally scalpels. We lost Benny. I'm going to assume his phone lost power because at the beginning of this he said he needed his charger. So we're going to continue on without Benny real quick with this discussion of knives. And I'm going to say, no, I don't give that knife back. It's a trophy of having survived being stabbed for me.
Okay, but
And it has a special place in my heart or my liver or my kidney.
But as the stabber, I would like the trophy. So that when people are like, why is there a knife framed on your wall? I can say, oh, because I used it to stab somebody.
I think you... Yeah, I see that. I think you relinquish the right to the knife once you insert it into a person. Like, that is no longer your knife. That is their wound.
There was a TikTok, actually, about, if you stab somebody in the prosthetic leg, is it destruction of property, or is it, like, bodily harm?
Ooh, I'd say both. I think it's destruction of property and, like, attempted assault or aggravated assault or something.
So I think the what's the word I'm looking for? The answer, it's like a better way to say answer. The summation, if somebody said that...
Conclusion?
Yes, conclusion, maybe. Was that if you knew it was a prosthetic leg, it's a destruction of property. If you didn't know, it's...
Like attempted murder or something.
Yeah. Well, maybe not in the leg.
Huh. Oh, so, real quick, before Benny gets back on, and hopefully he won't listen to this episode in time, I don't know a lot of TikToks, but the one that I'm thinking would be easiest to trick him into, there's one where people just dub over, like, someone screaming, like, yeah, let's go, and then doing something dumb. I feel like I could get Benny to say, yeah, let's go, and then, like, if I take that video and send it to you, can you edit it through TikTok to, like, put that piece on? Okay, excellent.
I think a really good
well,
one...
also, if you come up with ideas for things that I can do to trick him into TikToks.
Yes, one that was really popular a hot minute ago, and I bet we could still, like, jump on it, is, like, sitting next to somebody in a car and, like, reaching into the passenger seat and getting, like, your bag or something and just smacking them in the face with it. As if it's, like, an accident, but just, like, and then on the way back, like, hitting them again. Like, jackets, like, bags. So if you ever go anywhere with it?
That feels like... I mean, like, we could do that. I'd have to, like, have the phone out and then, like, beat him with my bag.
Yeah, you just, like, set it up, like, on the front.
Oh. I'll have to give that a go, then.
I do love this journey. Follow our
new TikTok, which
Benny.
is Trick Talk Benny, where we try and deceive Benny into doing TikTok-based things.
Truly cannot wait. I feel like Benny,
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
is gone forever.
He might be gone forever. We're gonna have to continue this without him. So, I wasn't expecting for a children's show them to have to like the idea in my mind was, oh, they live out in the wilderness and they're going to interact with all sorts of like trolls and creatures and whatnot. But it sounds like by the end of episode 2, they moved to Trollberg.
Yes, they do.
Which was like the one thing that she hated and didn't want. And that seems very sad for a kid's show. But I guess this is like a little bit of a more mature kid's show.
Yeah, I would say so. There is a little bit of an Easter egg in the first episode.
Hey, he's back.
And Benny can, like, eat a dick, but I don't know. Is Benny back?
Is he back? Sometimes it takes a little to connect to the voice chat.
But anyway, so there's a little bit of an Easter egg in the first episode with, there's like a bird that lands on the nose of the troll that she's drawing.
Uh-huh.
And you later find out that it is, the big bird, it's like, they call it like the Thunderbird or something, and it can talk and like transform into like a huge...
Quetzalcoatl?
What?
No, Quetzalcoatl is something else. I know what you're talking. I think the Thunderbird is a Native American lore thing. There's also a couple other references. What was the TV? I think Princess Bride was on the TV. Like before the elves came and took over and were like, dismantle the oppressors. It was a dude and like it looked like Inigo Montoya and the Dread Pirate Roberts having a sword fight.
It's possible. The Woodman is one of my favorite characters.
The what is?
The Woodman. He's the guy that's made of wood and just like walks into their apartment or into their house.
Yeah. Welcome back. I think Benny's back. Welcome back.
What did I miss?
Luke, did you know that every time you ask for the 3, 2, 1, I just say the word clap?
Of course I know that. I'm the one that edits it.
Well, I didn't know if you could hear it over the other clap.
Well, I have to break it down part by part and like mute me and mute Benny and then line up where your clap is compared to ours.
Well, usually my hands are full because I'm drinking coffee.
I thought it was just a stylistic choice.
A little
Drinking
bit.
coffee through a straw?
It's iced coffee. I'm not a heathen. It's like 90 degrees.
I drink hot coffee every day.
You're a coward.
I think I'm the opposite of a coward. Anyway, we were talking about references in this show. There was another one that I can't remember, but did you think that when they were watching TV, it was anything in particular, Benny?
I thought it was Robin Hood.
Okay. I was thinking Princess Bride. It looked like Inigo Montoya, but I guess the other...
yeah.
I guess it could be Robin Hood. That's a 50-50 one. There was another one. I can't for the life of me remember what it was now.
The first thing I heard when I came back was Woodsman. Does he come back?
Yes. You see him more.
He was pretty good.
He's funny.
What was the book he was reading?
I don't know.
He reads
I'm gonna
a couple
pull up
of them.
Netflix real quick.
I think it's the Ancient Gods book that he later gives to her.
It was like History of Trolls. But there was... I swear it was something in that scene where I was like... Oh, no, they were playing, oh god, what's the board game? Catan. They were playing Settlers of Catan.
Oh, yeah.
It was like dragon pawns or something,
yeah,
but it was
clearly hexagonal
and an island. And, yeah, it was Settlers of Catan.
I think it's a little bit of a Catan and, D&D mix because later they have it like set up and they're like they have to finish the game like it's like a multi-night thing.
Hmm.
Well, I thought it was fun. I'd probably I might go take a crack at the rest of the episodes. They're like short and cute.
They are. They're very cute. I'll be excited if you guys finished.
Speaking of short, cute animated shows on Netflix, have you seen Agretsuko?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Including the Christmas special.
Yeah. So I was going to say, I think you would love that. It's very good.
I enjoyed it. I love how cute she is, and then how she's like screaming.
For your information, Benny, they're in the Hello Kitty universe, which apparently is a thing. There are characters and stuff. There's the new Netflix show. Well, I shouldn't say new. It came out a year or two ago. She's a red panda office worker who gets the stress out by going to karaoke bars and doing covers of death metal songs. And, but she doesn't want anyone to know about it because it's weird. And it's just a cute little show. Well.
Luke, have you watched Kokori-san?
Say it again?
Hang on, let me Google. I think it's on Hulu.
What's the synopsis?
So this girl lives alone in like a temple house, and she's in like middle school or maybe elementary school. And one night she summons this spirit of it's like, sorry, I'm eating ice cubes. I love iron deficiencies. That she is like haunting her, and it's like Kokori-san, and he's like a fox spirit that knows everything. And he's like, do you literally live alone? And she's like, I am a doll, and I have no feelings. And he's like, that's sad. I'm gonna live here now and take care of you. It's really fun. That might be my choice
for next week. Have you guys seen the anime Ghost Stories?
No. Once you say, have you seen the anime, you can count me as a no.
Tori?
No.
So, it was originally it was in the year 2000, Jesus, what's it called when like the episodes don't have a correlation to the next one, like they're just taken on their own sort of deal? Yeah, okay. So it was a serialized show where this group of like elementary and middle schoolers run into like ghosts and spirits and demons and stuff and like exorcise them and whatever. They're not like super special or heroes or anything. They just do like normal stuff. And it's kind of like a little bit of a horror thing, which is weird. Apparently, they have like horror shows for kids in Japan. Like, you know, it's not like bloody and gory. It's not over the top, but it's like, ooh, there's a spooky monster. But it's like genuinely meant to be scary, not like Scooby-Doo. I don't think was a horror show, but like anyway, getting off topic. I just thought that was neat.
You don't think the show Scooby-Doo was scary?
Yes.
They would run into a room and then they'd run out a different room, Luke.
Oh, I think
there was some dimension bending stuff, which is unnerving, but
Courage
I would call it more
dog.
Courage was kind of horror, yeah.
That was very scary. Return the slab. That gave me nightmares.
Oh, suffer my curse. Well,
I never
anyway.
saw Courage the Cowardly Dog. I did not have Cartoon Network as a child.
Oh, brutal. Anyway, this show, like, didn't do great. So they were like, oh, here you go, American company. Just do the dubs for this. We genuinely don't care what you do with this. It's just a contract thing. We have to give this to you to be dubbed into English. And they're like, we can genuinely do whatever we want. And they're like, yes, go buck wild. So they turned it into a comedy where it's like completely over the top. Like the one girl is just like all about the light of Jesus Christ and how he will save you from the demons, and like it turned it completely into a comedy, and it's just very funny. I'll have to, because you could tell it's like not what it's supposed to be saying, but it like works well enough.
Yeah.
I wonder where you can.
Also,
watch...
serialized is 100% not the right word, and it's been bugging me ever since I said it. I don't remember the right word.
I would call them like standalones.
Yeah, serialized is the exact opposite.
Oh, okay. Is it on Crunchyroll? To get it.
What's Crunchyroll?
It's anime Netflix.
Oh.
Do you have a Crunchyroll subscription, Luke?
I do not. Oh my god, you could just watch it. I think it's just got ads. Cool. I might have to pick that. Okay. Anyway, I think that about covers everything.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything anyone else want to get to before we close up? Oh, I did have one question. Benny, should I wear like swimming trunks, or is like gym shorts cool, or?
Well, you can go swimming. So
But
if
would
like
you
to wear
want
swim trunks,
to?
you can wear swim trunks. It would depend. When you do it, you're tied to the boat. Do you know what I mean? So that you don't like get too far away, and so you can like drink out there and stuff, like in the water.
I'm sorry. You're gonna tie him to the boat?
Yeah, like we're gonna put anchors down, and then you kind of sit in a life jacket so you can so you stay afloat, and then the life jacket's tied to the boat so that you don't the current doesn't take you away.
No, is this a thing everybody does, or is this just for you, Benny, and you are assuming it will... And you, Is this just a thing they did for you?
Does. This is something everybody does. It's also, I don't know...
Is it in the Allegheny? That water is fucking gross.
Well, yeah, So he's, I believe, docked in the Ohio, but he's in the Pittsburgh pool. So, he's literally 2 blocks from Heinz Field. So, he can very quickly get from the Allegheny to the Ohio to the Monongahela.
Does the boat have a name?
Better Days, named after the Bruce Springsteen song.
Is it D-A-Y-S or D-A-Z-E? I don't know the Bruce Springsteen song.
I believe D-A-Y-S, spelled like days.
Yeah, okay. And not D-A-Z-E, spelled like days.
Yes.
I thought you were trying to, just misspell days. And I was like, why would you not do, D-E-Y?
No, the other word, days, that is a real word. Alright, well,
Luke,
that does it for this week's episode. Oh, good.
Backstreet Girls, Goku Dolls?
What?
Nothing. I'll talk about it off the podcast.
Okay, that was this week's BLT on Rye. We've been your hosts.
I've been B for Backstreet Girls Goku Dolls, a phrase I just heard.
I'm L for literally no idea what that could possibly mean.
And I'm Tori for transphobic, but it's fine. I have thoughts.
Well, also, you said Tori and not T. You messed it up this time.
Oh
It was
no!
on you.
I have become the problem.
Well, I don't have any social media. Don't follow me.
I also don't follow me on any social media.
Follow me on social media and maybe subscribe to my OnlyFans once I get that up and running.
At Too Much Tori.
No, I've changed it.
Well,
not
not
my
your
other social
OnlyFans. I mean
media
your other
handles.
social media. Alright, well, that's been BLT on Rye. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week.
Yeah, thanks.
How do I turn the recording off?
Get it. Stop button. I think you can hit the parentheses.
The parentheses? You have a parentheses?